Alright, we are back with Game 2 in the series between Nullstone Gaming and SynC eSports. The first game going to SynC relatively easily.
That's an understatement.
It took about 17 minutes, and Nullstone was like, yeah, I don't really want to be in this game anymore. Um, this Game 2, though, Cthulhuphant not getting banned, and it is first picked by Flensmeister into Tempest. Halbernside starting out with Rhapsody and then Pharaoh to counter that Tempest pick, so they're going to have a Tempest counter, which is nice, but letting the Legion side get Cthulhuphant.
Questionable.
Bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course
I mean,
Insane is complaining about USC.
yeah. Drent's shows a solid counter pick for that Tempest by getting the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh Sun is very good against countering that Tempest, so I like that. Oh,
Yeah,
Legionnaire.
what you got with his famous Legionnaire. We run
Now,
that in jungle.
yeah. Now, what you got is probably the best Legionnaire player in the game right now. I can attest to that personally because I've seen him play it. But here's the thing. When you're versing a Cthulhuphant who's going to mess with your jungle so much, and a team like SynC who's going to ward the hell out of your jungle and roam nonstop, I don't know if it's the right pick, man. I mean, if you're versing high tier teams, it's okay. But when you're versing SynC, they're going to do everything in their power to stop that Legionnaire from getting farmed because they know just how strong what you got is on that hero. So I'll be damned if they don't ward up 2, even 3 of his camps with Cthulhuphant messing with him the entire time.
And not only that, but they know exactly how easy it is to shut a Legionnaire down. I
Right.
mean, if you block his easy camp and he doesn't get a good spawn in the medium camp, or you just roam on him a little bit, like he
Hmm.
stays at very low health in those woods. So it's pretty easy to roam on him and get kills if you catch him at the right time and to force him out of the lane pretty easily. So I
Right.
mean, what you got knows how to do with all that crap because he is such a good Legionnaire player. But I'm on board with that, man. I'm not sure if it's you pick up a hero that's so easy to counter in a game like this because
Why didn't they
it's
wait
gonna
to
do it.
pick him?
Yeah,
He wasn't going to
there you
get
go.
banned. They could have fifth picked him.
Yeah,
SynC would be unprepared, and then they'd be trying. I mean, they'd still get the wards off and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but they wouldn't be able to pick around that Legionnaire, which is
right.
really important.
And yeah, I don't know. Engineer is a third pick for the Legion side, so support there that doesn't really have a lane partner, and Engie typically a more aggressive support, not really the babysit type. So expecting to see a dual lane mid here from SynC and a short lane solo. Elborn side have started out with bans on Pebbles and Dr. Repulsor, so Pebbles makes sense. Pebbles Engie very strong. Dr. Repulsor, I'm not really sure if that's a ban I would focus because Repulsor tends to like a partner, at least until he hits level 6, and Engineer is not exactly a good lane hero.
Hmm.
So that's an interesting ban to me. I don't really know why you'd pick that.
Yeah, Engineer is going to be a really strong counter to both Legionnaire and Pharaoh. I mean, Legionnaire and Pharaoh both initiate. All the heroes are attacking Legionnaire, but then one keg from the Engie, and it's all disarrayed.
Yeah, that's true.
Same with Kraken, man. That ultimate's way too strong for Legionnaire and Pharaoh. I feel like they really should have banned that hero.
Yeah, and Tempest on top of that as well. So not only do you have some good, counter, especially Pharaoh Mummy Walls, trapping people in right on top of Kraken Ultimate, says Kazu, thank you very much, or Mickey, depends on who plays, of course. But you also have the Tempest Ultimate on top of the release Kraken, which is going to be hell to deal with. So Legion sides line up or coming through pretty well here so far, and we'll see what Hellborn go for the last pick. Legion side did ban out Gauntlet, Shipper, and Revenant, so interesting that they take the Revenant out. I'm not sure how well that.
Right.
I guess just for Lego, the Invis would
Maybe.
be nice.
Looking at the draft, though, SynC has a ridiculously good drafter now. So much AoE presence. Those ultis are going to do so much work. I don't know, man. I don't know what they can pick to really counter SynC's lineup at the moment.
I mean, what do
I
they
mean,
need at this
just look
point?
at
A
that.
mid and a short lane hero. Yeah, like what are they going to put against Cthulhuphant? I don't think they can place Rhapsody top, so they're probably going to want a solo top and dual mid because they're going to dual mid on the Legion side, so they don't want to do a 1v2, especially with something like, well, Bubbles is on the board. That could be interesting. And it's going to be Kinesis.
Oh, no.
I
No, no, no,
what?
no.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, nor do I. They need a hero to immediately disrupt the Tempest, the Engineer, the Kraken, so they can't get their ults off. And Kinesis has a CC tool. He has 2 of them, but the one where you lift them in the air and then drop them, that takes too much time. They need immediate response, not that delayed response like Kinesis provides.
And like, where are they gonna lane this?
Well, I'm guessing they're gonna put Kinesis Suicide. The only time they draft Kinesis is when Fuzzy Sloth plays him Suicide.
Okay, so you put a Kinesis Suicide. That means you're gonna have a Pharaoh middle. Pharaoh's a solo mid hero, which means he's gonna be up against a dual lane Legion team, as it's gonna be CD bot, Kraken NG mid, Tempest jungle, Cthulhu Flint Woods, or Cthulhu Flint Suicide. So Legion side's lineup and their lanes are fairly transparent, I think. But
yeah,
very
but their
powerful.
lineup is so dominant.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, they can't pick another hero that's going to counter this. There is no hero that can disrupt this Legion team in any way, shape, or form.
Somebody, Boarbeater in chat saying Vindicator. I wouldn't mind Vindicator here. An ultimate would be difficult to deal with in the middle of the team.
I would have liked Oogie too, just because Oogie is one of those heroes that can pretty much disrupt any team fight. Along with all that damage coming out from the Legion side, he can stand right in the middle of it with that Cthulhu Kraken and just deal out massive amounts of damage.
Yeah.
Not only that, but he's a good counter to CD because CD can take his attack damage away, but Oogie is one of the very few heroes that's a hard carry that doesn't need attack damage. His damage is all from his spells. So that would have been a strong pick, but I've never seen Beaverbanger play Soul Stealer, so I'm pretty interested to see how this goes.
I don't like that pick either.
I don't like it. I mean, look at all the shutdown from this Legion team. Soul Stealer needs 1 second to get his ulti off, but with that Engineer ult, with that Tempest ult, with that Kraken ult, with the Cthulhu stun, it's so much to counter that.
I'm not really sure what Drentz is doing in the draft right here, but it's weird and strange. And this is scrims, so this is your time to try out some weird stuff. But I don't understand his lanes. I don't understand how these heroes are going to work together, really. I mean, think about something like Mummy Walls from Pharaoh and the Legionnaire charge. That's just going to be really awkward.
Well, at that point, hopefully Legionnaire will have his portal key and he can just jump and whatever.
Hopefully is a key word there.
Pharaoh needs to focus. Yeah, Pharaoh needs to focus on the Tempest. He needs to initiate on a Tempest, get his stun off so he can't ulti. And Legionnaire needs to follow up by taunting, hopefully, Engineer or Corrupted Disciple. I mean, no matter what, that Kraken ult's probably going to get off. And with that, they're just going to be in complete disarray.
And speaking of CD, actually, I really like this CD pick now that I'm looking at it, because against Lego, that's going to be cancer. CD is not going to attack that fast, but he's going to hit real hard. And the D-armor on top of that is going to be absolutely insane. So, CD, like, he's just not going to care about this Legionnaire and his spins. He's basically, all right, fine, you want me to attack you? I'd love to attack you. And the taunt won't break the Corrupted Conduit either, so...
A lot of it will depend on how this bot lane turns out. I mean, it could go either way. Kinesis is a very strong 1v1 laner, but CD is too, man. CD's attack damage is pretty strong, especially when it gets that conduit off.
I think it's come down to whether CD can get close enough to get the conduit off, and there he does right there. And that's going to be a problem for Kinesis, because CD's going to be able to walk him down a little bit and steal all of his damage. So, Kinesis currently at 17 to 21 damage, Corrupted Disciple at 85 to 89. And
17 to 21.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to last for very long, but so now the damage has gone back, but the point is, if CD can do that a couple of times, then Kinesis is going to have no presence in the lane. If Kinesis can manage to throw some things in CD's face, then he should be able to do pretty well.
Now, SynC is once again running that pseudo tri-lane against the short lane farm from Beaverbanger. So Beaver's going to have a hard time getting farm. And I think that as far as when this game was actually played, I'm sure a lot of professional players from other teams were watching these scrims, finding out what they could about both teams. And seeing how dominant SynC was in that first game, they're probably going to try to lane, pseudo tri-lanes against Beaverbanger in the future to prevent them from getting farm, because it's showing to be so effective.
certainly wouldn't be surprising at all. And Tempa's going to chase Legionnaire out of this jungle as well. And top lane actually Soul Stealer dead right off the bat. I am very interested to see how Elephant does in the dual lane. We really haven't seen that. We haven't seen too much of that. And I don't know. He's always seemed like such a strong solo here. I don't know why he dual lane him, but
Legionnaire's at 400 GPM 2 minutes in.
Yep.
How?
Tempest Elementals.
Even without the Tempest Elementals, like, he was at about 370. How?
Huh.
That's
what
so
you got's
good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
It looks like Engineer is going to get caught here. Yeah, he will be forced to attack there. Hellfire going to help come in. And now what? You got also going to be in some trouble. Torrent from Kraken, though, and he will charge right in Legionnaire's face. He'll die. They do kill his lapped in the background. And Cthulhu now coming in from the side. Has a charge available. Rhapsody in some trouble. She is out of mana. They're looking for somebody to interrupt this. My wall's in a couple of seconds. Charge onto Rap. She's going to be very close to dead. Nice! Mummy walls. Absolutely beautiful placement there from Cholo's Union on that Pharaoh.
Oh,
and
wow,
it's going to
yeah.
allow Drents to live.
Well played from Cholo.
So
Now, looking at this bot lane, neither hero is getting very much farm.
yeah,
I mean, he's winning by a little bit, but he's still sub 200.
and he's currently sitting kind of low here. Does have a fair bit of regen left with a health pot and a tree plus a 5 charge mana battery. So realizing he's against the Kinesis, he's going to be throwing stuff at me all the time. Might as well get a mana battery. And also red boots, very nice. Kinesis, meanwhile, wouldn't be surprised if he went for a bottle or something.
Yep.
Really at 540 or so gold. I'd like to see the bottle, to be honest. Just allow him to have a little more survivability and sustainability in this lane. Get the bot rune. And try to harass Flens out as much as possible. Nothing purchased yet, so Kinesis sitting on 600 gold here, and I'd like to see him buy something. Actually, he's going to work his way over to the shop. And buy boots? Yeah. Interesting. And top lane, meanwhile, Kaizu 330 gold per minute compared to Beaverbanger at 165.
It's unfortunate.
And Soul Stealer's a snowbally type here, actually middle lane. Kraken gonna jump a little bit? Yeah, Soul Stealer's a snowbally type hero. Like, if he has issues early on in the laning phase, but at 5 or 6 minutes in, once he starts to get some souls built up, then he can start to take things over. But if he doesn't get those CS, he's not gonna do very well. And
Agreed.
Could be a problem here for Nullstone.
I'm surprised with how well Flensmeister's doing in this bot lane.
And they're going to jump onto him, so effective use of the creep wave right there. And they're going to try to turn this, but it looks like Beaverbanger die once again. Now Rhapsody perhaps in some trouble. Cthulhu is out of mana, but Insania has enough for a keg. And will hit it right there, so Rhapsody also going to die.
Wow.
It's just Kaizu.
Engineer Cthulhu, so strong.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty good. Like, the long-range initiation from behind that creep wave, thanks to the charge, is kind of fantastic.
This is just, you know, a testament to how strong Cthulhu is, especially when he's versing a Soulster. What is Soulster going to do against a Cthulhu?
Cry.
Pretty much.
At least the Kraken there. Onto Pharaoh. He will put the mummy walls up, but that's not going to help. Kraken just says thanks for not being able to leave. He tried with the Wrath of the Pharaoh as well, but really just nothing he could do about that. And off the side here, what you got? Yeah, he's chasing out Engineer. Engineer is out of mana, but not enough.
I'm not going to get him. Engineer's guarding the top rune. Rune's up. It's an invis. Looks like Rhapsody's going for it.
Yeah, so at least they'll get something here on the Hellborn side. But 5-2 advantage for SynC. Just about 4k gold and 3k experience.
Yeah, I mean, SynC has 2 heroes above 400 GPM, only 6 minutes in. Legionnaire's going to have to be the saving grace for Nullstone, or else they're in a lot of trouble.
Uh-huh. And he's trying. Down to 330 gold per minute, so not doing quite as well as he was earlier on. But currently the only player above 250, and you compare that to the Legion side that has 4 players above 250 gold per minute.
Yep.
And even Engineer is outfarming the Soul Stealer. By a fair bit. It's not just by a little bit either. 40 GPM. And this is bad.
Yeah. Double stacked hard cam for Lego. He's gonna get this. And then you got Engineer a little bit out of position, but they can't really do anything about it.
No. And bottom lane actually did kill Fuzzy Stall from the Kinesis as Tempest rotates over. Did use the Tempest ultimate. Top lane, meanwhile, they're trying to do something with somebody, but there's really nobody they can kill. And over here, Engineer is trying to get caught out by the Lego, but he's actually pretty low, and he's going to die now. As that was not really what the plan was from the Legion's or Hellborn side. Perhaps taking a fair bit of damage from Cthulhu, but with the Dance War is able to stand her ground, and she will be okay. Pharaoh coming in from the side, but here's Kraken as well. We'll see if they can do anything with Cthulhu. Release the Kraken right onto Pharaoh's head, and Elephant does not have a charge anymore. He will still manage to get the kill onto Pharaoh as they lose Cthulhu as well. Now charge forward onto Soul Stealer, one more auto attack, that's going to kill him. Perhaps he can take a keg stun, and hat trick for Mickey. No, Insania gets the last kill.
Mickey has been looking so good today, especially on that Kraken, man.
Dude knows how to play Kraken.
Yeah, I mean, Mickey's one of the best heroes in the game, no doubt about it. But usually he's not very consistent from what I've seen. I mean, it seems like sometimes he's practicing a lot, sometimes he's not, and you can pretty clearly see it with each game that he's playing. But he's looking so good today, and I'm sure they're really practicing for this quad kill as far as Hantour Cycle 4 goes.
Yeah, I think they really want it. Now Kinesis is going to get jumped once again. Meteor used to clear the trees, and he will be in some trouble. Gets spotted out a little bit by the Electric Tide there, or whatever it is on Corrupt Disciple, but Kinesis, one more auto attack. Is he going to live? He's going to live.
He's going to live, yep.
Just barely. And top lane, meanwhile, they do manage to kill Drents on the Rhapsody. This is just Khezu by himself. Cthulhu, man.
SynC, man.
It's kind of hard to figure out what you're supposed to do against this. I don't know.
Cthulhu needs a debuff.
Yeah,
to put it simply. Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, like the Legion side's lineup does work together pretty well. It is a little non-traditional, but
yeah.
I mean, it works. It's just like this isn't that good a lineup necessarily. It's not necessarily one that you would pick if you had. You're right. I get the first 5 picks and you get none of them. Like you probably have Elephant, maybe you have Kraken, maybe you have Tempest. I would probably put like Rhapsody above Engineer. I don't think Corrupt Disciple is the best carry in the world, but it doesn't matter. Like this is a good lineup, and more importantly, it's good enough for SynC to just be like, yeah, it doesn't matter.
I think it's a perfect draft. Especially, I know that Rhapsody's a stronger support than Engineer, but I think Engineer is the right hero here because you have Pharaoh and Legionnaire who are going to charge into a fight along with that Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer needs a portal key, get his ult off. When you have an Engineer field on top of that, getting out of that field and moving around at all is going to be tough because you don't want to get silenced. And there's so much follow-up for the Engineer ult too. I mean, Engineer was the right pick here.
I'm not saying the lineup doesn't work well together. It definitely does. I'm just like, I'm not really sure if these are the 5 heroes I'd pick if you gave me 5 straight picks.
Right.
I think 1 or 2 of them are, but not too much more than that now. Bottom lane, Kinesis gonna get jumped once again. Actually, Tempest dies to the creeps.
Wow.
That was pretty funny. Nice control was used by Kinesis, but not enough to save him, obviously. And Haystrom coming in here on Pharaoh, so it looks like Flynn's going to be in some trouble, obviously. No escape mechanism. So once the Mummy Walls hit him, he's going to be in danger. Has the ultimate going off, though. On the top lane, what you got on the Legionnaire does die, but Flynn's Meister down here is in a ton of trouble. And is he going to live? No.
That
wow.
Just so strong.
Yeah, sorry, I missed that. Top lane, they did get a couple of kills, because I was... Damn it! And I went back to top, and then they killed Drents. Hell. These guys. No, no respect for me and what I'm trying to do here. Unbelievable.
What are you talking about?
I kept missing kills there because I was like, oh, there's all this engagement on the bottom lane. They're kind of trying to kill Flensmeister, and they never actually did kill him. And they killed 2 people on the top. I missed both of those, and they went back top to look at the aftermath, and then they killed the rest of the bottom lane. So
Mickey's at 5:15 GPM.
yeah, it's
only
fine.
12 minutes in.
That's fine.
Wow.
It's fine. But yeah, once again a jump on Kinesis, and then Pharaoh is also inside of this ultimate. And he's actually going to dodge the engineer keg, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. One more auto attack.
Whoa, Pharaoh got away.
Yeah, he's going to live here, and now Insania realizing he doesn't really want to be here anymore. Wrath of Pharaoh is down for 5 more seconds. Kongor, bash! No. But regen rune there. Mickey jumping back in, and Pharaoh's like, yeah, I don't actually want to do this anymore. Turret there goes on to Legionnaire, and he's going to be in some trouble. Wrath of Pharaoh coming back in here onto the Kraken, but he's pretty damn tanky, and that over here on the Legion side is so damn low. Kongor now going to go. It's just, this is ridiculous. They killed 4 heroes there.
Yeah.
And nobody died.
It seems like Mickey has a personal vendetta against.
Here's mass control. Kills nothing.
Tower.
Yeah, and Fuzzy Sloth now going to be in a lot of trouble as he's getting jumped. The inherent defense eating a fair bit of damage, but that will complete the Sword of Genocide.
Stop. Fuzzy Sloth wants him to stop.
I can imagine. If I were Nullstone, I'd want them to stop too. Unhappy with his choice of alt avatar. What is that, the Kinesia, I think?
I think so.
I don't even know what the EA alt avatar is. on Kinesis.
Legionnaire ults a creep.
Always good.
So at this point, I'm sure that they know that they're going to lose this. 17k gold and 18k experience difference at the moment.
And we're 14 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
It's 21-4. They're double stacked ancients though.
Yeah, maybe the Ancients will bring him back in.
Yeah.
25 hero kills in 14 minutes. Unreal.
It's been quite an action-packed game, pretty much entirely in SynC's favor.
SynC is just so good, man. Their communication is unparalleled by any other team.
And you look at the GPM charts right here. Insania out GPMing everybody on the Hellborn side, and Cholo Simeon is not going to help that here as he dies to Flensmeister. Bottom lane is Fuzzy Sloth also taking it down. Ursa taunt. Good stuff.
They're just everywhere at once.
Okay, Engineer is solo killing the Soul Stealer.
What a pan.
That's where we're at right now. Just Kegstun, turret, ulti. I don't think he even needed an ulti. He probably didn't. Rhapsody getting caught out here by Elephant. We'll put the staccatos down, but that's not going to matter. And what a surprise, we hit 15 minutes, and the game gets called. But he's just disconnecting. And, oh look, he's dying on Soul Stealer. What a surprise. At least the Kraken completely whiffing, doesn't matter. What you got is taunting his taunt.
Taunting his taunt.
Yeah. And they're not going to kill him. Don't run away. They're not running away. He's got the creep again.
Defeat.
Steals the creep.
He got it. He got that
Not
creep,
gonna
man.
kill him.
He got that creep. That creep is dead. Anyway, you have anything to say about that game, man? Anything at all?
Not really. I think we covered it.
I think we pretty much did. I mean, it's just, yeah, that was pretty much entirely a stop. So, oh well. We'll be moving on to game 3 now in the Scrim series. So we'll be right back with that. SynC up 2-0 now. So stick around.